Dumb joke, but I've never heard anyone joke about that. A lawsuit, like business pants.
Yeah,
Right.
you should literally not be allowed to
Edit
talk
that out of the
about
show.
it.
It's
Yeah,
a Business
I'm not
Pants
going
Friday show here at July 17th. Studios featuring analyst Matt Moscardi. On today's weekly wrap-up, Jamie Dimon is a socialist now.
Ooh.
New York State buys Zuck repellent.
Oh.
And blaming the victim.
Ooh. Wait, is that my section?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of what you're talking about? First
There's some of that. Yeah, there's some of that. Yeah.
Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections and performance for free. I hate to tell you. Okay, walk me through this.
You hate to tell me something.
Walk me through this. When our new platform takes over, and yes, it does exist. I use it regularly now. It's fantastic. Is it going to replace the URL at FreeFlow? So I can still say FreeFlowAnalytics.com. I can still call it
will
that.
be the same exact thing, and everyone will get an email that's using FreeFlowAnalytics.com today that says just write up a new password, and you get the same access that you got. Only now,
What?
I saw they have permissioned access in FreeFlow. The beta platform,
Yeah.
It means you can see all the data. Like the free one is like the top 1,000 companies in the world or something, and the other one is 12,000 companies.
Wait, what?
Like,
They're
you
just
get
gonna
all the
steal.
companies.
They're just gonna steal all the data. I don't. Why would they do that?
They're not gonna steal it.
Well, it's
I'm
not
just
an
saying they have
API.
permission. It's
What?
there's an API. We
But
can
for-
do that.
for
There's
cost,
Snowflake.
right?
Yeah, those
okay,
things
okay.
have cost money. All that
Thank
permission
God,
costs
thank God.
money. Yeah. Don't worry, we won't get any of that money.
No.
though.
Okay. Good.
You
ready?
All right. Yeah, let's do this. For story of the week.
I'm gonna talk over my bumper. I also heard that they're working on I don't know what you call it, a voting platform or voting predictions platform, a voting like
Recommendations.
recommendations platform.
It's wrong to call it recommendations because what they're doing is you set all the the things you care about for performance, like how should a director perform, and then it just gives you a list of, well, then you want to vote for this person and against this person because they meet your criteria.
People, now is the time. It's July. Soon you're going to start caring about your jobs again. That usually happens when you send your kids back to school, right? People pretend like they're serious about their work, right? In the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Labor Day, the day after Labor Day,
You pretend that you care. Now, fiscal year is coming to a close. You're looking for ways to save money. FreeFlow Analytics is going to be your ticket to save money. I don't know what you're using now. I don't know what vendor you're using now, but I guarantee here right now that we will help you save money if that's what you need to do.
I like
use
selling
our
it
services,
like a used car.
Yeah. Use our API.
We're cheaper. Cheap.
We'll give
Get it
you
all cheap here.
We'll throw in a Subaru too from 1977. All right, come on. Story of the week. Ready?
All right, give it to me.
I don't know what you're going to think about these stories. It was a little bit of trouble. Actually, let's start with a FreeFlow Analytics plug. Well, really, it's the new platform. With this story, the story is we faltered. IBM stock collapses after a grave warning about AI. I picked this story because it's one of these rare instances where the CEO actually admitted, the board kind of admitted that they kind of didn't know what they were doing. So they were, they admitted that their customers are prioritizing AI hardware while IBM is sort of still like stuck in selling software, which I think they would have caught up. If they had just followed the news feed on FreeFlow Analytics, they would know that was a bad idea. But it got me here. It got me to go to the IBM's, and again, unless you have beta access, which you can ask for, only I can see this right now on the platform. But the platform, what it does, one of the things it does that I love is it has a background knowledge table right at the front. And for instance, it'll tell you that IBM, and you can help me out with what these percentages mean. Yeah. But it says administration and management, 100%.
Yeah. That means all of the board has that as a basic skill.
And I'm going in order here. Economics and accounting, 74%.
Yeah.
Public safety and security, 70%. Sales and marketing, 57%. Communications and media, 50%. Already, I'm thinking
Not a single engineer.
yeah, that this board is not the right board to be in place. Now, the next thing I look for, and I'm just skimming the surface here. There's a lot of different ways that we could use this data to break this down. The other obvious thing to me was tenure. You go to look at their tenure. There are a few people hired over the last few years, which
It was a lot of long tenure, yeah.
which might suggest that maybe they know what they're doing. But when you look at who they are, for instance, Ramon LaGuarta, I'm pretty sure he came from Pepsi, right? He's the CEO of Pepsi.
Yeah. CEO of Pepsi, yeah.
So even the very few directors here who are new hires are not the right directors for a board like I. They're not taking advantage of this new world that we're living in, this new AI world. It's very clear. There's so many things that you can get out of this database.
Here's the good news.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the good news in the data. Like further down, there's
ahead.
something called the deference flag. It just
Yeah.
flags like how it's a guess at how deferential any given director will be to the executive, and it's based on the fact that like this is where they get paid the most. This is their most marquee job. They have network in common with the CEO. They're similar to the CEO in terms of background, demographics, skills. They don't know anything about the core industry that they're sitting on. So it's like all these factors that are like, how likely is it that this person is just going to be like, yeah, whatever Arvind, the CEO, says is fine by me. At major U.S. companies, almost all the boards have limited deference. They're not that deferential, and mostly because they're all professionally board members. Their deference is to each other. Like they basically hang out and like
it's a country
clubs to
club
know each other.
that everyone aspires to, and we've heard this off the record. I mean, that's kind of the dream job.
But at IBM, uniquely at IBM,
Yeah, go ahead.
most of the board is deferential or highly deferential to the CEO,
Well,
which means
Yeah.
you read this headline and it's like, yeah, we faltered. It's not a we here. It's that Arvind said we should do a thing, and everybody on the board just said, whatever you say, man. We'll do that.
This is important because Arvind did admit this. He admitted that he which again, this is why I picked this, because he actually took the fault on this one. Arvind has been at IBM not as CEO but just in general since 1990. I'm not suggesting that he's not a valuable part of IBM, but to your point, if you're going to keep him as CEO, you don't want a highly deferential board. You just simply don't, and you don't want a board who doesn't have the right skill set to deal with it. So okay, that's on the same day I was kind of thinking all this over and looking at our data. There's an article out of Business Insider. The headline is "Former Intel CEO says the chipmaker went off the rails when it started to be run by business people." It's the exact same thought. And we've talked about this many times on the Proxy Countdown. We've analyzed boards in this way. But yeah, I mean, when you have so many people who are just coming from, MBA backgrounds, auditing, I don't know, like finance backgrounds, VCs, it's not a helpful board. It's not a helpful board. It's not the right diversity. That's
I like
the first
story because it's basically selling all the data that FreeFloat does.
I didn't. It's not my
I'm
intention.
not sure it's the story of the week.
It's not my intention. Well, it actually was a pretty big story, believe it or not, in the headline. I don't know why, because they just love it when a blue chip company stock goes down. They love covering that. I don't know. Second story of the week is just let's keep in this like story of the inside culture, the country club. So they're talking about the layoffs at Xbox, massive layoffs at Xbox. At least 3,200 people initially. I think that they had what happened there? They had an $80 billion investment that all went to crap. And the Xbox CEO there is Asha Sharma, and now they're announcing that she is joining the Fed AI Jobs Task Force right after announcing the layoffs. And here's who else is on the task force so far. So the CEO of Xbox, who's floundering and firing, Mark Andreessen of all people, right? Who said just this week, AI is already a better doctor than 99.99% of human doctors. So you know where his head is at, right?
Does he have any data
No.
to back up that claim?
No, I'm sure the data is based on like if it took a test based on memorization, the computer obviously would remember everything better, right? I mean, isn't that all he's
guess.
thinking about? Like,
I mean,
it does factorials faster. I mean, what is he talking about?
You know that there's doctors and there's surgeons because AI doing surgery is really, really bad. It has no hands, no
he's
ability.
an idiot.
You can't do it.
But
What
imagine
are you
this
talking
is,
about?
But imagine this is the blowhard. This is one of 3 members on your federal AI jobs task force. So it's Mark Andreessen, who is just like wants to be taken over by the technocracy. I mean, he wants to be a robot. There's Xbox CEO Asher Sharma, who's firing everyone in a failure. And the third one is a guy, of course, from Stanford, an economics professor who is currently on leave and is at Anthropic.
Why does the economics professor? What's the economics have to do with the AI task force?
The whole thing. I don't know. So this is that. I know it's like, why is that my second story of the week? It just is. Okay, get over it. I don't know. I had a hard time this week, but
apparently
it demonstrates something. I just don't know what. The
I mean,
third
the
story,
wildfires in Canada isn't even a thing, and
that's
like
a story.
Smoke for 2 days.
That's
there
every
where I
summer
am.
now.
Yeah,
And do you
it
hear
is.
that the Republicans are thinking of like they're trying to like they want to sue Canada or they want to punish them or something?
I think we should build a smoke wall on the northern border.
Yeah.
Just a wall that's 900 feet tall that keeps the smoke out.
How about the Republicans who've deregulated everything are now upset that the climate
the air
change
pollution? Yeah,
is
they're
causing,
really upset about
extra long wildfires up in Canada.
I like that they're upset about air pollution coming into the United States from Canada, but
Yeah.
we've deregulated air pollution.
The third story of the week. This is turning into something. Actually, these next 2 stories you could potentially connect in some ways. They are connected in some ways, but these are now these like growing stories that we kind of can't quit. Jamie Dimon says, this is a great Jamie Dimon moment here. Jamie Dimon says he understands why people have grown anti-rich.
He understands it.
Yeah. Wasn't he was the one
Man
that
with all money understands why people don't like him anymore.
Well, remember I was originally fascinated with Jamie Dimon back in the day where and I don't know if I made this up because I can't really find the quote. I looked several times. He was basically saying, "Look, we got to make some concessions to your other CEOs because they're going to come with pitchforks soon and they're going to burn us all. They're coming for us, right?" But now he's announcing that he gets it. Right? And who's getting rich off of all of this? Who's getting rich off of like bullshit IPOs and wars? It's the banks. It's JP Morgan. It's Goldman Sachs. They're record profits. Yeah.
That's like hugging a bag of money and saying, "I get why you don't like me right now."
It's
like,
a strange
I have all
position
the
to be in.
money.
But here's some of the other stories that go along with this. This is why I picked this because there are several that echo this. Elon Musk says his goal is for SpaceX to be worth more than the entire Earth.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But if that should make everyone afraid, right? If that doesn't strike fear,
what is the value of the Earth? Do you think?
I guess SpaceX.
That's unbelievable to say that.
Yeah, right. Isn't that? The U.S. added 441,000 millionaires last year, while the typical American got 20% poorer. James Murdoch may have reaped as much as $8 billion from just his pre-IPO investment in Elon Musk's SpaceX. I mean, talk about getting rich for doing absolutely nothing. Palantir CEO, again, this goes along with what Jamie Dimon said. Palantir CEO Alex Karp warns AI could become America's biggest driver of wealth inequality. And then finally, like these one other weird story I want to add to that headline was that Gallup CEO says colonizing Mars may be closer than fixing today's broken workplace. So they're already just giving up. They're basically saying, "Hey, we can't make workers happy. Like
just go to Mars.
Yeah,
like
Elon, who doesn't basically accomplish anything, he'll figure that out before. Like we're so disinterested in the American worker that that's going to happen before we
he
give a
does
shit.
accomplish something. So James Murdoch is on Tesla's board. James
Yeah,
Murdoch
that's
also
I should have mentioned that. Yeah,
early
and on
investor
Tesla
in
and SpaceX. No,
Yes.
also on. Wait, he's not on SpaceX
He's not
board.
on
He's an early
SpaceX
investor.
boards. He's
Early
on
investor.
Tesla's board,
And a
but
known
he-
friend of Elon Musk.
but he's an early investor in SpaceX, obviously, because that's how
obviously.
all the Musk people operate. They just give Musk a bunch of money. Musk turns their money into a meme stock and returns them a whole bunch of money and does nothing. Like
The retail
have
investors
you-
are already like underwater, right?
Yeah, they've already lost money because, and now they're going to lose more because there's an unlock on the shares and it's going to dilute the share value. It's a nightmare. But this is the game. Jamie Dimon gets credit for recognizing the pitchfork class while holding all the money and making money on all the money. That's the game, isn't it?
But what-
It's like
yeah,
Musk
it-
says prosperity and everyone follows him and everyone else loses but him. He's going to own the earth.
But what do you think
Dimon
about-
says, I get it, but also I get paid a lot.
Oh yeah, what do you think about this? What Jamie and I want to tell you what Alex Carpet-Pontier said. Here's the quote: "You now have a revolution where I could become 20 times wealthier than I am now, and that AI is creating a complete decoupling between ordinary economic gains and a small group of people accumulating unimaginable wealth." And now, to our point last week, where we in a very delightfully blowhardy fashion, we ranted and raved about Jeffrey Sonnenfeld's article in the Fortune magazine. If you can call it an article, it's just like a fluff piece kissing ass in every direction.
Yeah.
Where he's saying, "Hey, governance nerds and wonks, get over it.
Governistas.
Yeah, your data is stupid, and dual class shares are here because they're basically we need to save the world."
Innovation.
This is what exactly where Alex Karp. I know it's a weird messenger for this idea, but isn't that what he's warning about? That they have such control over these empires that they're getting just demonically rich, and it's happening right before our eyes, and this is going to go nuts. This is what we're talking about.
It's worse because
Mr. Sonnenfeld.
Jensen Huang has been talking about the fact that everyone should go learn to be an electrician, right? Because that's what's going to be needed in the future. This is the spoken part of that unspoken sentence. Like when Jensen Huang says AI will mean that we're going to need more plumbers and electricians and stuff like that. Fine, great, wonderful. Except that what he's not saying is because I will have all the money. I will have all the money. And that's now what they're just saying out loud. That's literally what Alex Karp is saying. Like I'm going to have all the money. So I'm going to have unimaginable wealth.
I don't know why is he? Which he already has, by the way. So why? Who is he warning then? I don't get who is Jamie sympathizing
Jamie
with.
Dimon, but Alex and Jamie are doing the same exact thing by saying it out loud. They're acting like we're sympathetic to the cause.
Oh, kill us last when you come for us.
We understand what the problem is, but they
help
it's
us.
not exactly like they gave up their dual class shares.
Yeah.
They're taking,
help us fix it.
Redistributing. They didn't when Mamdani runs for office, Dimon's the first one saying that he's going to ruin the entire city.
The very
right?
first.
Except that what Mamdani is running for office for, whether or not you're a progressive or not, is he recognizes the massive, unimaginable inequality and is saying, we need to close the gap somehow. Can we do something?
Yes.
Anything. Even like a grocery store run by the city.
Let's try some things. Yeah,
anything.
And I guess Jamie agrees.
Jamie agrees.
I guess.
Now he's a
suppose.
socialist. Yeah.
And the fourth story of the week, really riding right off of that last one about Alex Karp, because remember he's citing that it's AI that could be the biggest driver of wealth inequality, but really it's tech. But he's right to focus on AI. The fourth story of the week, and this is from the Wall Street Journal. The AI backlash has tech executives fearing for their lives. So this is getting a little weird. So some other stories to back up this sentiment. Peter Thiel and other tech billionaires are publicly shielding their children from the products that made them rich. Now, if that doesn't really demonstrate fully why tech executives might be fearing for their lives, right? So basically what it's saying is that we're ruining you, but we're not ruining ourselves. We're getting rich off of ruining you. So we're getting afraid that you might come get us because you realize we're ruining you, right? Like it's
what you've said for the 8 years that we've had this company, that they are drug pushers.
Yeah,
that is it.
That's how you get rich.
All that sentence is Peter Thiel and other tech billionaires are selling you a drug, and they don't give drugs to their kids. That's all they're saying. Like, that analogy is the greatest analogy in history for tech at this point.
Yes. The second one I cited just this week, Anthropic's new AI ad is so disturbing. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman thought it was satire. So what they're talking about is an ad where Anthropic asked, can AI be trusted? And who's going to hit the brakes if we need to? And at the same time, Claude announced this week that they're hiring people, right, to basically... What are they doing? I sent this article to you. I kind of forget what they're doing. They're hiring people to protect us from AI killing the world.
They're hiring
like 20 or 30 people to figure out how to hit the brakes if AI destroys us.
To head off catastrophe. That was
So is there any... I mean, Anthropic itself, and let's not forget that Sam Altman has also warned people repeatedly that AI might destroy us. Isn't it pretty obvious why this backlash is growing? I mean, they're making it worse, and their wealth is...
they have all the money, and they're willing to destroy the world to get it.
Two more. Meta Oversight Board comes out with a study. We love these studies. AI chatbots may be the most perfect propaganda machine ever invented.
I'm glad you pulled this story because I was waiting for the Meta Oversight Board to weigh in finally.
Why is the Meta Oversight Board? Why is their recommendation every day? Why is it not shut it down? Shut Mark down.
Because Mark funds them. That's why.
I know, but every recommendation on every story like this should be get rid of the dual class shares and let's vote them out. Let's vote them all out. This is scaring us. This is scary. This company is scary. And the final story was a majority of Americans now support seizing wealth from AI industry. I mean, look, we've talked a little bit about this before because, we've now dealt with 2 Trump administrations with these shows. Populist movements do tend to shift back and forth, right? If you look at the history of politics, not just in America, in all countries. So I'm not surprised that the populist movement seems to be you mentioned Mamdani. It's the perfect metaphor of maybe where the populist movement is going in the next few years, maybe. But it's getting a little more, it's getting less cute is what I'm trying to say. Like it's getting a little weird. A little
more pitchforky.
Yeah, I mean, and I happen to agree that the AI industry should absolutely be a public utility that we shouldn't be having Alex Karp and Jensen Huang as trillionaires. I mean, I don't agree with that, but it's just it's all getting kooky. Yeah.
The US government has the highest stake in Intel now, so
right. And both Trump and Bernie Sanders agree that we need to have the country needs to have a stake in these companies. It's just getting weird.
Trump wants the companies to put their stock in Trump accounts because it's branded with Trump's stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders says people should own 50% of them so that they can't destroy us without the people's input.
And unlike Jeffrey Sonnenfeld, Bernie Sanders would agree with us that with that 50% economic interest absolutely comes 50% of the voting power.
Voting power. Yeah,
sorry, Jeffrey.
Sorry, Hefe.
Yeah. All right, so those are my 4 stories.
Those 4 stories are IBM's grave warning about they suck.
Xbox and the ways of using freeflowanalytics.com.
Yeah, but that's really what it was. Xbox's CEO joins the Fed AI task force.
After firing
Jamie Dimon says people have grown. He gets why people are anti-rich. I love that he gets it. And AI backlash is tech executives fearing for their lives.
Where are you going to go with this one?
This one's hard. I do think because of the forward nature of it, I actually think the last one, the tech executives fearing for their lives. Look, we've covered time and time again the fact that Zuck has the largest spend on security of any executive in the United States. He spends over $20 million a year on security, like
Yeah.
his personal security, his house security, all that
That's like
stuff.
basically his only quote unquote income from
We
the company.
Yeah, except for the dividends he pays.
Okay,
himself,
but
yeah.
but the proxy says that's all his money. It's just big bodyguards
So nice as
protecting
a
him.
proxy. But we also talked about, since the United Health and Luigi Mangione,
Right.
that murder, we talked about the fact that you'd see increased security spending and anonymity of these
Yeah,
executives.
right. A lack
I
of
actually think
waning
this is
disclosure. Yeah.
this is a canary in the coal mine.
Mhm.
When the tech executives with all the money fear for their lives, I think most of everything's going to start going underground. I think it's like
Well,
the beginning of these people scrubbing all of themselves from the internet, so you can
Yeah.
see them at a conference, but you never know who they are. You never know where they live.
I've already
You
seen
don't-
this anecdotally happening when I need more information beyond the proxy statement. I've noticed that certain industries are now they've taken a lot of public information off of their websites.
Yeah, they're going to sanitize everything, and they're going to build walled gardens for themselves. It's going to
Yeah,
be like
they're-
an Elysium. They go up to the special place where no one has access to them.
And they're going to use Republican-led SECs and Republican-stuffed Supreme Courts to allow them to whittle away at public company disclosure.
Yeah,
Which they're already doing.
They already did that.
No, but it's gonna get even worse. I mean, they're starting with the quarterly reports, and it's just gonna mushroom from there.
I think fear is the story of the week.
All right, let's
is
go. Let's
basically
move
what
on.
I'm saying.
Come on.
All right, let's go.
I like how we pretend that picking each one is important.
Like we like discuss it. We think about it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
because really it's just we're presenting 4 stories, and who gives a crap, right? One doesn't have to be more important than the other one, and it's completely arbitrary.
It does.
It does.
It's-
You're right. It does.
We're basically telling people what to think.
We're telling
all right.
them that we know better, and invite us to your conference where we can bore you to death by talking to you while you eat
Thank you, CII.
gross eggs. All right, go ahead. No, I'm
good
sorry.
news of
The
the
eggs
week.
weren't gross. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Good news of the week. Who do you have?
Oh, okay. I have a simple one. New York, state of New York is the first state that becomes the first state to ban data center construction. They're doing it for only a year, but they're saying that the AI industry is already getting a little uncomfortable, and Trump too. Trump's already pissed. So how could
I
that
saw
not be
that
good?
Trump was pissed.
You're rattling both AI and Trump at the same time. It has to be good.
I said we're the goodliest of the week.
Okay,
So
I
you,
doubt that. I doubt
you
it. Let's
pointed
go.
out the IBM thing,
Yeah.
but there was this headline: Microsoft emissions rose 25% last year.
Is that
Experts say
it's
they'll
because the
surge
data
even more
centers, right?
dramatically. Because of the data centers,
Yeah.
centers.
Data needs.
So 5 years ago, we had a presentation with a client in which,
Is this
and
true?
this is not exaggeration. This is not a joke. This is not
We have
like
a
just
client.
puffery.
That's true.
That part's true. That part might be the falsest part.
Yeah.
But we did a presentation in which we juxtaposed Nike's board and Microsoft board. Microsoft set at the time a net negative carbon target.
Yeah, I remember this.
Satya Nadella, the same
Yeah.
CEO, set a target of we will put back all the carbon.
Yes.
We're going to take the carbon out of the air that we ever spewed since our founding in
Yeah.
1973 or whatever it was. They set a net negative target, as in we will be more than
I love
neutral. That's what we're going to
I
do.
love a net negative target.
We said at Free Float in the presentation, who do you trust when you set a net negative target? Do you trust a board that's never in the history of the board at any company where they've ever been on a board achieved negative carbon emissions for a year, much
Wait,
less over their tenure?
Are you talking about like the average director of Microsoft or all of them?
All of them. Every director
boy.
on Microsoft
Whoops.
had never sat on a board where carbon had gone down year over year.
Okay.
The only thing they'd ever seen is up, right? And then we juxtaposed it because Nike at the same time had set a net zero target. And we said, but look at Nike's board. They have absolutely more than half of them during their tenures in other companies seen carbon go down. So
Really?
they hit their carbon targets.
They also
We said-
love DEI too.
This
They
is
used
at a
to.
time, just contextually, Microsoft was at the top of every ESG rating. They were
They
an
talked a good
environmental
game,
darling.
led by
They
Bill
talked a great
Gates,
game.
who's now been ostracized, but whatever.
Yeah, because Bill Gates eventually came out and said carbon's not so bad. Everybody just
And
chill
then
about carbon.
and then he was found in the Epstein files, not to get
And then
weird.
oh, the
but-
oops, yeah.
yeah.
So the goodliest is free float because when you actually
Really?
look at
Us.
data,
I love it.
when you
Finally.
actually look at data, it's good. The data can tell you what might be true and not true. I like
we say
that.
this every year, but I always feel like we're right on the verge of investors caring about who the directors really are. I feel
Yeah.
I know I say
We're
this
so
all the
close.
time,
We're so
but I feel like we're
close.
almost there, right?
We're so close
Because
yeah.
wouldn't that be that would be the way that you deal with Satya Nadella's saying like we're going to go net negative? They'd be like, okay, well who's
Well,
on the
who's
board
gonna
to
do it?
implement this?
Yeah,
right.
Who's going to oversee it?
All right, I like
Satya?
that one. I like
All
that
right,
one.
so I'm going to vote for mine for
Okay,
goodliest
fine.
of the week. All right,
I-
Let's-
you know what I realized? You always vote for yours, but I'm okay with it.
yeah,
I don't care.
do. I
Well,
always
let's move
vote
on.
for mine. Let's do assholes.
All right, here we go. I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. I've got 4, but I'm going to move quick. I'm going to try to move quickly through them because they're mostly just headlines.
Good.
The first concept here is it's not you. It's not us. It's you.
It's like we're breaking up with someone. Oh no, us. It's not us. It's
It's
you.
like a
okay.
slew of It's usually it's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's not me. It's you.
Give
That's
me
what
an
the tech
example.
executives.
Give me an
here's
example.
here's the best one. XAI sued a Grok user for allegedly generating deepfakes of child sexual abuse.
This one, yeah. My very first reaction to this one was like, but you created the tool that let this user do this. So how?
Isn't this
how on earth?
This is the ultimate in tech bro man baby id exposing itself. Musk, who is XAI, there's nobody else. It's just Musk. He owns the whole thing. He has all the voting power, all the stuff. He is actually blaming his users for his failure to stop child sex abuse.
But
That's
how
what
on
he's
earth
doing
could
now.
you create a tool like that and hand it out to people to use? How on
It
earth?
would be like a gun manufacturer suing the murderer for murdering someone with a gun, right? Like you made it possible for them to do.
Yeah.
They couldn't
It's
do
e-
that before.
I hate to say it, it's actually worse than that. Right? Because the gun argument thing is so, I don't know. There's something fuzzy about that logic. But what Elon Musk's doing here is absolute garbage. I mean, he created the tool, right?
What
I
it
mean,
is a brilliant precedent to avoid all regulation. Like you could make this, if this were to work, okay, play it to the end. If this works, anybody who uses a tool badly, anybody who uses a tool for anything, any purpose, not in the terms of service, it turns the terms of service into it weaponizes them. Anyone who does it can be sued by the company
yeah.
for that usage,
Good.
and it's never the fault of the company or the product.
And here's the problem is that the company will get richer, and the horrible event will have already happened, and you can't reverse. Like,
You can't reverse
take
it.
it away, right?
Lockheed Martin can sell a bomb to
Yeah.
some country. The country could bomb somebody with it, and then Lockheed Martin could sue the country for using the bomb to kill someone. Like that. Like
This
it's
is nuts.
it's
Just
the
nuts.
levels of absurdity, and it's what it is. What it is we're not going to take any accountability or any responsibility for anything ever again. Not only will we have all the money, but we want zero, and I mean literally zero of the accountability. And that wasn't the only story this week. There's Diamond. Diamond urges calm over fear about AI's impact on jobs. Stop being breathless over it. AI is not the problem. Your breathless fear is the problem. Just relax. Just you are freaking out. It's not us. It's you. You're the one freaking out. Or I love this one. This is a great pull. Robo taxis are turning passengers into horrible and entitled menaces to society. It's not the robo taxis.
They're
fault.
turning passengers
They're
into.
turning they basically are blaming the passengers. It's not the taxi. The taxi's a great service. Now the passengers are getting in it, and they're turning into entitled menaces to society.
Is that like calling weed a gateway drug? Like you're blaming the
It's
weed
always
for
your
someone
fault.
doing cocaine.
Isn't it the most Republican conservative talking point? Isn't Reagan saying like it's all the what did he call them the
The
welfare
welfare
queens?
queens, yeah.
It's you're not willing to work hard enough. You're the welfare queen. It is you're an entitled passenger. You're a menace to society.
We systemically made you poor, and now you want some food.
I made you this great Grok AI product, and you're the one who
You're
turned it
ruining
into a
it.
child. So you've ruined
Ugh.
it for
All right, what else?
everybody. Meta CTO says he'd like to sue leakers. Then audio from the same meeting leaks. It's
Leakers
not
meaning from his own company.
from his own company. It's not what we said that's
Yeah.
the problem. It's that you told someone
Well,
what we said. That's the problem.
And they're missing out. They're missing, like, I don't know who wrote this. This is IB 10. The real story here is that workers, these non-unionized workers at tech companies, this is one of the few like arrows they have in their quiver to fight back. Why am I talking about arrows and quivers? I don't even care about that kind of stuff.
Did you see the Odyssey this week?
I want to, but I haven't.
I want to. I want to go see
It's
this
one
movie.
of their few like weapons to fight back is to kind of leak the horrible things their executives say. So get over it, Meta CTO. Don't say horrible things.
This is all to say there were multiple stories that basically blamed the user
Yeah.
for everything except this story when it comes to schools, in which case the school is always to blame. 84% of students use AI for homework. Only 3 in 10 schools have rules for it.
So it's not the
Because
student's fault or the parents' fault.
We've put it
Or the
on
people
the
who made
schools.
AI's fault.
We didn't regulate it. They're going to sue you for using it if you use it in a way that they get sued for. Students have no culpability. Parents have no culpability. But the schools don't have the rules, so it's their fault.
And let's not forget that most of these schools are governed by a school board. They're governed by a
7
a
people
city.
from the community who just want kids to get educated. It's unbelievable. All right, that's number 1.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, access. And by that, I mean the graft, the corruption access, kind of access. White House teleprompter operator investigated over alleged trades on Trump's speeches. On the same day, Trump media to sell faster access to president's social posts.
This is really scary because so it's going to be $100,000 a month, right? That's the rumor, right? $100,000 a month, which is clearly only a certain subset of culture can afford that, and it's targeted to traders who there is proof that even exercising a trade even milliseconds before someone else can make you a gazillion amount of money, right? And that's who is going to be buying these subscriptions, because we already know that Trump and his cronies are they're buying and selling based on his blowhardy statement. I mean, this is how are they going to let this one go? I mean, who regulates this? I don't even know. Like, who regulates social media?
Trump. Nobody.
That's true.
Nobody, right?
Is this an FTC thing? Like, who actually can regulate this?
Yeah, Brandon Carr is going to regulate it. Sure he is.
I mean, this is the most obvious insider trading I've ever heard of.
It's not only is it bad as you're making it sound, but the White House teleprompter is the one who's probably going to go to jail.
Yeah, that's true.
And not literally Donald Trump. Like for his company he owns, voting control, everything.
Yeah.
It's like there's now. Could it get more naked that there's 2 sets of rules and 2 classes of people? Like there's everyone, and then there's if you have all the money. That's it. That's the only two sets of rules and people.
Yeah.
Couple that with OpenAI strikes bold deal with Kalshi to mix together the most hated technologies in existence, AI and prediction markets. That's the headline.
Let's not forget that Zuck also doing the same thing.
Doing prediction
markets. He wants to do social media in like prediction markets.
I can't wait for Zuck to sue a user for winning a bet that they didn't want to pay out.
Well,
right?
I was going to say, I'm glad you mentioned Musk, because my first thought was Musk hates short sellers, right?
Oh, they all hate short sellers.
But what the hell is the difference?
They all hate it.
But what's the difference? It's
There is
all
no
a form of gambling. I mean, all All right.
How about and then speaking of two separate rules, DOJ defends Musk's unpermitted gas turbine, saying shutting down Grok threatens national security.
Why is that? Because they've contracted with Grok, the military, over certain
Yeah,
dumb
the
things?
military contracted with Grok. So now they're saying you can't stop the pollution that he didn't get a permit for, but
That's-
you
oh
can't
my
stop the
God.
pollution because if it
We
stops
need
Grok, there's a national security
Oy
risk.
vey. Yeah.
It's fucking make believe. And meanwhile, at the same time, Musk is being sued for the $1 million in bribes he gave to Wisconsin voters to
and
vote.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Then Pennsylvania, he's now being sued for that.
Yeah.
A bipartisan panel found that
and
it's
not by
actually
a-
a bribe.
Yeah, I was gonna say not just by like regular people. I mean, they're being sued at a government level, right? Because it was clearly
Well,
wrong. Yeah,
The investigation showed that whether or not
Right.
anything happens.
right.
Paramount shareholder is suing the Ellisons for their side deal with Donald Trump, and Michael Dell, his Donald Trump relationship is paying off, all in the headlines. So
Yeah,
this
Michael
is
Dell
like,
is like the kingmaker of this.
it's like
kind of
super
relationship.
graft.
Yeah.
People actually, I feel like it's easy to be blissfully unaware of like doing barbecues in the summer while if you're in the New England, you're covered in smoke right now, but
Yeah,
otherwise you're like doing like
Not barbecue
barbecues
smoke,
and hanging out, and it's like, but you are the nobody that gets crushed in all these scenarios, like every single time. That's number two. Number three.
yes.
You ready
Wow,
for
these have
number
been
three?
really uplifting so far. So number one was it's not us, it's you. Number two was access. Number three is what?
Number three is the meritocracy.
Ooh.
This one
yeah.
should trigger you.
Well, I covered one of these earlier this week, didn't I? Something about Musk. Was it Musk who says that he doesn't pay attention to the resume? He just has a conversation and that's enough.
Yeah. But there was another CEO who
Go
said now he's not looking at anybody's resume or anything. He just wants to know what you coded on Roblox, when you were a teenager.
I was going to cover this. I'm glad you mentioned it because I did a deep dive into the populist math of this one. And you're talking about Ramp CEO Eric Gleiman, and he ignores resumes, he ignores Ivy League degrees, etc. He just wants engineers who built Minecraft servers.
Minecraft, yeah.
As teens, and it made me think like, well, who did build Minecraft servers as teens? What's the demographic? I spent a lot of time.
men.
I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, and the conclusion was based on like several questions to several different AI. We're really trying to like pinpoint who this could be. It was in the high 90s percentages that they would have been young men.
White men.
Yeah.
White men, mostly.
So
Yeah.
really, it's another way of like coding that. We hate DEI, and we want to figure out a way to like keep our white bro culture strong.
I
want
that is
people
the
who
new
think like me.
meritocracy.
I want
That's
people who just think like me and I'm comfortable with.
Well, so the stories this week. Pete Hegseth announces military will test service members' testosterone levels and offer hormone therapy, which is
I can't
basically,
believe this is true.
isn't that we will turn everyone into a trans man?
Yeah, sure.
That's what we
Well,
want.
he's also
want,
trying to get rid of women, and he's also trying to. So why does he want to get rid of men with beards? Doesn't a beard suggest high testosterone?
I don't know what anything means
And why is he so
anymore.
obsessed with like men and the way they look and their testosterone? Like, what's happening?
There was a protester at a Pride 2 years ago in West Hartford who was, they show up all the time. They're carrying signs that says Jesus says this is a sin, repent or whatever. And,
What's a sin? Parade?
LGBT.
Any parade?
Like anybody enjoying themselves, apparently. But I actually made a sign and stood next to him for a half an hour on the road. And my sign said, methinks that he protests too much, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's always
that's Pete
always the
Hegseth,
thought.
isn't it?
Well, I don't want to get political here, but that's after years of this jerk Lindsey Graham basically crapping on anything progressive. He dies, and now it's like immediately a known thing that he's closeted gay. Like that's why everyone knew.
I mean, I've heard that for.
But now
20
all the
years,
news
so
says
now
like,
they're
yeah, of
talking about
course
it.
everyone knew, and the reason why that he was in Trump's pocket is because Trump was like blackmailing him
Knew?
to keep the secret, and it's just like, oh great, like thanks.
It's 2026. Come on, stop it.
What else?
And
you
then
got?
here are the other stories. AI rejecting your CV because of your age or race. Landmark law also
course.
could reshape recruitment.
But we know who's coding it. Yeah.
And we know that, like, yeah, that black women were hit by the anti-DEI backlash the worst, right? And
And
thank you, Doge.
the Doge firings.
Yeah, the Doge firings. How about the American? How about this for meritocracy? The American EV has been crushed. Will it take the auto industry with it? I love that the EV wasn't crushed by market forces. It was crushed by a dude choosing to crush it. Meanwhile, everyone wants an EV now when gas is astronomically high.
Why is this meritocracy?
Because we're not even doing meritocracy.
Oh, we're not even picking the
fucking
best car,
markets.
right?
We're not even picking the best car.
Yeah.
We've not allowed China to sell their
I
cars
never
here,
thought of it that way.
and
Yeah.
we kill the fucking
Yeah.
EVs. We are buying.
That's a great parallel. Actually, I hadn't thought of that. Like,
we
get
are
the
paying.
get the Ford gas guzzler, even though it's not clearly not the best car, especially for 2026, just because we prefer you to get it.
We are paying energy companies to stop building wind farms and solar farms now. That's the opposite of meritocracy.
Well, not
It's
even
the
energy,
opposite.
not just energy companies, but French energy companies.
I mean, we are so far past what merit actually is.
We're in the feelings of right wing middle school boys. We're in their feelings.
Yeah, so much in their feelings that Jim Cramer, as you pointed out on Tuesday's show, had to come out and say Zuckerberg's not a bozo. You can quote me on that. That's like so. Like we're now it's boys protecting the boys. Like it's like trust me, he merits that position. Everything is fake.
To your
There
point,
is no meritocracy.
To your point, there was a article this morning that Honda is giving up on its American EV production. I'm just like, why?
Why?
Right? I mean, everyone loves Honda already here. If you came out with a great EV, I mean, people would buy. I just don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it.
Like I did read a story that Chinese EVs inevitably will make it their way.
Well, that's what
into the
Ford.
United
That's the
States.
Ford CEO is saying. Like, it's going to happen whether you
It's
like it or
gonna
not.
happen.
It's like we
And
do
what-
like it. Yeah.
And when it happens, it's because people fucking want it, and they're terrified that they destroyed an entire business model. They sucked at it. They didn't think it through. They were not strategic. They turned on a dime, and it's not actually what people want. What they wanted was an EV that was cheaper, and China can build it.
We want
wanted just-
infrastructure. We want infrastructure to charge our car. We want a nice, good, cheap EV. That's what we want.
It's what everyone would have.
You
one.
made the point well a few years ago because I'm always complaining like why am I supposed to hate China? Like why do I care about hating China? And you always said like well we can pick. What does it matter? We could pick their dictatorship, or you can pick like Mark Zuckerberg's
Our
dictatorship, or the Ford family's dictatorship. Like yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I don't understand the fucking difference. Like,
what
we're
is the?
worried about
I don't either. I really
What-
don't either.
And now Musk is such a dictator himself that if the government is saying we can't shut down the data center, we can't regulate the gas turbines, we can't do anything because it's a national security risk, isn't that effectively there's no rules? He's a dictator. And so you're telling me that China's my enemy? I can't get the Chinese car I want, but I have to have Musk in my life?
It's
You've
already
chosen
happening.
my dictator.
It's already happening with SpaceX. There's a story out this morning that's suggesting that there's a Chinese space company that is so far advanced over this idea of a reusable rocket, and then they made the analogy that Musk's version of it is like using chopsticks to capture the renewable the rocket out of the air, and the Chinese company is basically using a net. Like, it's so far advanced that they're going to probably crush SpaceX, and then we're going to have to hear that like
China, yeah,
right.
It's
We have
China's
to
the
stop
enemy.
China, and then inevitably Musk will get like government money so that we can help him
Really?
destroy China.
The argument with the China thing, I feel like it's distilling actually with all these recent headlines. It's all about who controls the money. It's not about the national security. It's not about risk. It's not about war. It's not about technology.
Yeah,
it's
of course,
about
you're right.
these fucking five guys have all the money. They have all of it. And what they're worried about is that China is better and will take all their money. That's it. They're not
Yeah.
worried about the other stuff. It's not national security. That's all bullshit. It's just money. Who's got all the money? That's it. That's the whole thing.
What about the meritocracy, though? I don't know. What about just going?
Just
don't
get
understand.
a hormone therapy. You'll be
All right.
fine.
What's the last? What's your last
the
one?
last one is Paul fucking Atkins, and I couldn't leave this alone because
That's
it
a weird
triggered
one.
me.
Yeah. So you get triggered by Paul Atkins. I get triggered by Jeffrey Sonnenfeld.
He had a speech he gave
Chairman
at the
Paul Atkins.
2026 Global Governance Conference or some bullshit. And he said a couple of things about Rule 14A8. I'm going to save most of this for the proxy countdown.
Yeah, because you're gonna
Paul
kill our
Atkins.
non-nerdy listeners. Although they're probably
But
all nerdy.
this is
Yeah.
the SEC chair. And
Go ahead.
effectively, what he went out of his way to do, they stopped regulating shareholder proposals, the basic forms of democracy for shareholders, which all of us have a right. If you own a share of a company, you have a right to vote. Most people don't even know it, but they have it, right? And he has basically taken away your right to vote. He's given it back to the companies. They can they can do what they want. That's the path we're on, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went out of his way in this speech to continue a war on just one guy, John Chevedden. He said, quote, "This past season, one individual was the sole or lead proponent for approximately 41% of the shareholder proposals that were voted upon. Of this individual's proposals, only 8% received majority support. Simply put, when a single shareholder can seize annual meetings to present scores of proposals on issues that are not generally supported by other shareholders, the system is woefully ineffective and in desperate need of reformation."
But they are generally supported. He's using stats in a misleading way. So he's saying
Of course he is.
He's saying that only 8% received majority support, but the support that they got was actually by far and away probably the most supported proposals, right?
The one individual is John Chevedden. The proposals only ever deal with basic governance, as in my right to vote on a director, classified board,
And they're highly
simple
respected.
majority votes.
They're highly supported.
They are the most supported of any shareholder proposal.
And really the only winners. He's saying only 8% receive majority support. Who else is getting majority support?
No one
Paul?
else won. He neglected to say that the anti-ESG, the ones that are on his side, quote unquote, got none wins and on average 1% support. This is the most cherry-picked example.
Nuts.
It's fucking
this guy
crazy
is
to me.
he's still the chair of the SEC, this dude?
And meanwhile, do you know that Trump Media, the owner of Truth Social, Trump's org, they haven't filed a proxy statement since March of 2025.
Really?
They're over a year. There's no reason for it. There's no reporting on it.
Well, there's probably a reason for it.
I haven't seen a single article that says Trump Media hasn't filed for its proxy.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
had 50% of the board turnover in the last 2 months, replaced with new political designees.
The CEO stepped down, right?
The CEO stepped down, and 3 different board members stepped down. Like,
that's nuts.
Where's the SEC chair? Where's the SEC chair?
But how can you take an SEC chair seriously who is blaming John Chevedden for seizing annual meetings? Seizing?
Do you know how long?
What is he suggesting?
Proposal parts are?
What is he suggesting?
3 minutes. No fucking idea. Not to mention, he doesn't even say that the number of shareholder proposals were dramatically down this year because they were excluded.
Yeah, well.
He said they were about the same year over year. The number of proposals were not the same. He made it sound like
we
they're
all
the
have
same.
a different definition of about. By the way,
unbelievable. Drive me fucking crazy.
I heard a quote from Chairman Paul Atkins' grandmother saying, "On what earth does the idiots at Free Float share the same stage with my beloved grandson at the CII Investor? How were they on the same stage? How is that possible?" She was really pissed, by the way.
So those are our 4 options. It's not us, it's you. Access Meritocracy and Paul fucking Atkins.
I almost want to do Atkins just for you. Throw you.
It's just a personal trigger. Yeah, it's like Sonnenfeld for you last week.
Meritocracy. This is an ongoing problem. Again, this one always irks me because it's like, why are we the only ones seizing on this very clear evidence of the meritocracy being bullshit? Why does no one else join us in highlighting these articles to say that they are absolutely lying to you.
I am so desperate to get someone to pay attention. The New York Times put out an article this week about Nike's fight with EEOC, the Equal Employment Commission,
because Nike was a champion of diverse hiring and actually started to actually do it. Like they were doing a good job.
They were champion 25 years ago. They weren't champion like just last year or in 2020 for George Floyd. They actually set it as a mandate more
which
than 20
you would
years ago.
expect from a company that was so embraced by the black culture that the black culture alone made Nike
they were literally
powerful and famous.
They were literally the
it was
backstop.
famously one of the greatest American filmmakers ever, Spike Lee, who created a video with Michael Jordan. He directed the video as a commercial for Nike. Spike Lee directed it and co-starred in it with Michael Jordan. Really one of the pivotal moments in Nike's history. So what other company would embrace that culture if it wasn't Nike?
So they wrote this article about how the EEOC's new commissioner, Andrea Lucas, like targeted Nike and how she basically is anti-DEI and all this stuff. But they left out that what I pointed out to them is what we did on our show when we looked at the signers of the subpoena from the EEOC to Nike and found out that one of the signers was a new hire, Catherine, I can't remember, Esbach or something like that, who literally was like fresh out of law school. And Lucas is the one out there saying, we're going to return the meritocracy. She demoted the senior black woman and gave her job to a white woman who hadn't ever had been a lawyer for 10 minutes. And I sent them, I was like, please use the fucking data. We have merit data. Please, somebody talk about the bullshit of the meritocracy. Stop talking about anti-DEI and start talking about the meritocracy is bullshit. It's not a DEI story. It's a meritocracy story. And that's a gaslight.
Yeah.
No one cares. No response.
I responded. My asshole of the week is going to be Paul Atkins.
Wow. All right. It makes me feel good.
Well, honestly, like I wouldn't have, and I'm assuming these are quotes. You don't have quotes around them, but they look like you're citing
They're
these.
They're from his article.
But when he said, when a single shareholder can seize annual meetings, I realize that he is intentionally misleading the people that he's speaking. And he's intentionally playing a game here.
Yeah.
Because as we all know,
no
single shareholder in the history of the world has ever seized an annual meeting, especially here in the United States. Never happened. In fact, now, we see them for 15 seconds on a pre-taped video, there's no seizing of it. So he's playing games. He's a bullshit artist. All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. Headlines, winners, predictions. Let's get out of here. Oh, God.
We're exhausted.
Tired.
I'll go too quickly. Evidence grows that Taco Bell infected massive number of customers with explosive diarrhea. But really, they're also blaming Trump for this because of how, they've defanged all regulatory groups, right? Really, anything that happens now, because we covered one with you had one with cows, flesh eating, cows in Texas. Yeah. And that's because we stopped funding the scientists who were looking at that. So basically, it all goes back to Doge and Musk.
Yeah, except that they're owned by Yum Brands, which is Chinese. So now,
okay, they're right. China's giving us diarrhea.
China. Yeah.
But my real headline of the week is this one because this is the stupidest nickname I've seen in a while. This is I pulled this from our Tradewire, which you can find in our new platform, which was due to be released pretty soon, unless you want a beta access. Charles Dan Phillips joins the Redwood Capital Bank board of directors. On what planet is Dan the nickname for someone named Charles? How is this even? Where's Paul Atkins to step in on this? Right? How is that? How is that his nickname? How?
He must have the middle name Daniel, right? That's the only way.
Terrible.
What's
your headline?
Mine is General Mills is recalling nearly 736,000 Pillsbury bread rolls over possible glass.
Yeah. I do like that one too. That's like a whole new category. Possible glass.
Possible glass.
Not even glass. Possible glass.
It's just possible glass.
And who is the jerk who has to count bread rolls?
Yeah.
Do they have to count them like one by one? Is that how it works?
Yeah,
That's a lot of bread rolls.
That's a lot. Yeah, one at a time. Yeah. Who won the
Winners
week for you?
Easy, but I'm not feeling good about this, and that's just insider traders. I mean,
Oh, well.
yeah, we're already like we've been yelling for years how Musk manipulates the stock markets, but this whole thing, and I mention this because it was texted to me some of my dumbass friends. This whole thing with the guy with the teleprompter,
Yeah.
and Trump selling access to his tweets. I mean, this is bad.
Yeah, it's pure graft.
Yeah.
I have as a winner.
Paul, I can step in and do something about this. You can step in right now.
I had
Yeah.
any journalist writing the headlines. Jamie Dimon says.
What do you mean? This
week.
is my favorite. I love. Oh, okay, but I love.
They're the
this.
winner this week
Okay, they're
because
the winner.
this
Got it.
week there were 7 different headlines that
And
you pulled alone.
That's what I could tag. I mean, there might be more I might be missing.
Jamie Dimon said, the first one is said. Jamie Dimon said the Clarity Act stablecoin rules will blow up the system. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says he's eyeing up book deals and teaching gigs when he steps away from his
Who
decades-long
cares?
career.
Who cares what you're eyeing up?
Jamie Dimon says JP Morgan has slashed 40% of jobs in some departments thanks to AI.
Thank you,
But
AI.
Whoa. Jamie Dimon also said, that you already covered this. He understands why people have grown anti-rich, but didn't he say Dimon urges calm over fear about AI's impact on
Yes.
jobs? Stop
Yes.
being breathless over it?
Stop being
In
breathless.
the same
Yeah.
week, he
Yeah.
said that's why 40% of jobs in some departments were let go.
I like that quote though. Stop being breathless. You get a little breathless during the assholes.
I know.
Most assholiest segment.
I literally need an inhaler.
I think he's talking to you. I think he's talking to you.
Jamie Dimon says the U.S. economy is showing resiliency, but
But-
risks threaten meaningful disruptions.
Yeah, which means like he doesn't know what's
whatever the
happening.
fuck that means.
Yeah.
And Jamie Dimon says broad access to Mythos, the Anthropic thing, would be like giving, quote, ballistic missiles to individuals.
Well, good, because it's already going to be given out. So good.
So we're just going to give it to the rich people instead.
Yeah.
And finally, Jamie Dimon says 300,000 workers are needed to rebuild American shipbuilding.
Yeah, but what's the
With
most
jobs
important part?
paying $100,000 without a college degree.
Yeah, that's the most important
Don't
part.
get that college degree,
Don't-
people.
right.
Don't.
I mean, I saw Fox News, publicly traded company, Fox Corporation, Murdoch family, saying that the problem with voters these days is there's too much education.
Oh, yeah.
But this is
has been a
all part
problem.
of a calculated statement they're making,
Look,
which is
you
stop going to
You want
college.
to keep the
Stop,
5
stop.
guys with all the money? Don't go to college.
Yeah.
Don't vote. Don't do anything.
I mean, I hope that it's gonna trickle down soon to high school. Like, what are you
I
doing
wish
at high school?
one
What are you
person
doing?
listened to this fucking show so that maybe somebody would actually go. Maybe that person
That's
goes
true.
to college and
That's
then
true.
votes. That would
We've
change
had a
one
couple
mind.
of college interns before.
What's your
Predictions.
prediction
Come
for the
on.
week?
Does that mean that we get to get out of here because we're over today? I
Yeah,
don't know why.
let's get out of here.
My prediction is simple. A female judge, a woman who's a judge, tells XAI, really Elon Musk, to F off with its lawsuit against the Grok user. It's going to be a female judge who comes in and says, you are absolute morons using
I'll give you odds on that. That's minus 9,000. That's
What? Why do you
definitely
say?
going to happen.
Oh,
no,
definitely
minus
gonna happen,
9,000
right?
means
Definitely
it's
gonna happen.
such a
Yeah.
favorite that
Absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
guaranteed.
What's yours?
I saw this headline that you pulled. Secretive Silicon Valley startup tries to quash interview, says it's definitely not working on growing brain-free organ sacs.
What?
I
Yeah.
I saw that headline.
Wait, haven't I said this all along that the tech bro industry, that's what they're going for?
That's what they're going
There's
for.
no need for human brains and bodies, right? We don't need humans anymore.
So I predict in the next year, companies will begin announcing exclusively what they are not working on.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
love
I
the
love
idea
this.
that's what they wanted. They wanted to
I like
exclusively say
that.
they're not doing that thing. That's all we got. That's Hazelnut Rollins.
Too much. as
Also known
always.
as Damien to his mom. I'm your analyst, old Matt Viscardi. We are Free Float. This is our Friday show. Come back on Tuesday. We'll do another show. And next week, we'll probably do a proxy countdown.
Yeah,
have
we
a
gotta
lot of
go. We gotta
scenario
do it. Come on,
models
let's
we
do
got to
it.
go over. We got a lot of things to go over. And actually, there is a Cheryl Primacy coming next week, too. So come check that out. If you want beta access to Free Float Analytics' new
do.
beta platform,
You do.
just hit me at matt@freefloat.llc or find me on LinkedIn, and I will give you that beta access. I swear I will. Until later, good.